This is speed. This is winning. This is losing. This is smoke and fire. This is blood, sweat, and tears. This is the loudest party on earth. This is family and tradition. This is it. This is NASCAR in Las Vegas. The Pennzoil 400 returns March 14th through 16th. Get your tickets now.
It is, and if you want them, you better get them now, because we are just about an hour away from the green flag falling here at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway today. The Pennzoil 400 presented to you by Jiffy Lube, man. And the big question is on the line today. Can Christopher Bell make it 4 in a row? Sitting beside me, former Rookie of the Year at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway's Bull Ring and driving the number 77 super late model, Mr. Johnny Spilotro is back with us. Good afternoon to you, sir, and welcome back to the program, man.
Thank you. I am so happy to be back. So happy.
So first of all, first race for you guys up underneath the belt, man. You had a pretty good night out there.
Yeah, we had a really fast 77 Gene Woods Racing Experience 8 Lounge Bravo tickets Polar Shade Chevrolet. We definitely had like about the 4th or 5th best car, it seemed like. But we got pretty lucky in the second main event. The leaders kind of had a little bit of an excursion at the last lap, if you will, but we showed up with good speed, and we're sitting right in the third in points, and just looking to build upon that.
That's it, man. A full season of the Bull Ring getting kicked off for you last week, and of course multiple races, and then we shut down in the summertime because, let's face it, race car drivers, no matter what your age, with 3-ply Kevlar suits and 100-degree plus add the car temperature to it, it gets up to about 140, 50 degrees. It's just not right to be running in the heat of the desert out here.
Oh, it gets scorching out there. So race fans, if you're tuning in, be sure to get your tickets at lvms.com. If you can't make it to the Cup race today, we have tons of short track racing action throughout all of March, all of April, beginning of May, June, and July. And it's the best racing that you will ever see.
You know, Chris Powell's out doing a media thing. Of course, the president of Las Vegas Motor Speedway is going to be his last event here. He's retired, and along with Jeff Motley, who has handled all the media and everything, he's taken a step. But anyhow, the whole thing, Chris Powell said some of the best racing that he's enjoys is straight across outside of turns 1 and 2 right there at the Bull Ring.
Yeah, and I have to give a huge thanks to Chris Powell for everything he's done from Las Vegas Motor Speedway, for his hard work and contributions as president of the Speedway. He's going out with a phenomenal race today, and I wish him all the best. I really do. And whoever's going to be taking over, they got some big shoes to fill.
He certainly does. Well, we met the new gentleman coming in. He officially takes the hot seat starting on Monday. And what we're all waiting for is who's going to replace Mr. Jeff Motley, who has also spent over 20-some years at this racetrack here. Actually, Jeff told me in an interview that I did with him that Chris was the first. That was the first hire. Chris was his first hire, was Jeff Motley, and he's moving on to a big thing with sports and going to be working with. He loves college football, so he's going to be working for the NCAA Final Four basketball company here, the College Football Championship, and then as it looks right now, the calendar plays right, Johnny. It looks like the Super Bowl could be back within 7, definitely 8 years. It could be back here in Las Vegas.
That's huge for Jeff. I am so happy for him that he's going to be diving into all these marquee name events. You mentioned it, Super Bowl, NCAA Final Four coming into Vegas for within a couple years or so. Big name sporting events. Hopefully you could get involved with the baseball team as well, with the A's.
Yep.
So that's big. I'm going to be rooting for him for
Let's
sure.
talk a little bit of racing. How do you think the season's looking for you? Got the cars looking right? Got it all sponsored up. How do you think? How's the competition look so far?
We definitely have a shot to win the championship. Jaron is Jaron. Jaron Genie has been running really, really well. He definitely got the double win sweep that we were aiming for, but that's okay. It's still a very long season to go. Anything can happen to anybody. So keeping myself grounded. I've been on the other end of it. I've experienced it before. Definitely don't want to experience it again. And just looking to keep the momentum rolling, and wherever the chips fall, they fall.
What do you think about today's lineup, man? He crushed it yesterday. Michael McDowell, Spire Motorsports, moving it over front row. Actually, when you look at it, he took Noah's ride, but they changed the number on the car. And but man, he crushed it yesterday, man.
Oh yeah, what the kids say today is straight up killed it. He won the pole award with a lap of 28.83, topping at 186.9 miles an hour, almost 187 miles an hour. His 7th pole in 506 NASCAR Cup Series starts. It's the first for Spire Motorsports in that team.
Yep.
He kind of usurped the Ford duo of Joey Logano and Austin Cindric.
Yep.
It looked like they were going to be on the front row, but McDowell said, "Hold my Pennzoil," and basically just lit up a fast lap.
Yep.
So going back to Logano, it's his 4th top 10 start of 2025 and his 20th in 2024 races here at Vegas. Cindric is his 5th top 10 start at LVMS, and it's his 3rd in 5 races this season. I really hope he gets a better run. I really do. I think he's had good speed. He's just had horrible luck. And the highest qualifying rookie, the notorious SVG.
Yeah, there he is.
Even though he's back in 28th, he's the highest qualifying rookie.
We had a great interview with the SVG on this show a couple of weeks ago, man, and what a great guy he was. And I asked him about Vegas and this, and he goes, "You know what? Where I'm from, this is too many lights out here," because he's from a very rural farming community in New Zealand, and he said, "I land here and it's just all lit up." He goes, "It's just sort of, I like racing here, but as soon as I'm done, I'm on the plane and I'm up out of here." So.
Hey, I can't. I can totally get at his perspective, but you ever see SVG wheel in an Australian V8 supercar? Like, he's the man.
He is what
sure.
6-7 time champion out there. Local favorites here, Kyle Busch, man. He's come close a couple of times. He's won it here before, but it's been a streak since Kyle's won here, man. What about the hometown guy today?
I think he probably has the best chance to win. If anything, my smart money would be on him. He's starting in the top 10. He's had a good string of good finishes. He almost won on Coda. I think the tires wore off on him. It seems like they're doing something very different at RCR that's kind of giving Kyle his confidence back. So it's only a matter of time before the bubble bursts. And what better place to do it than here?
Couple of locals here. Noah Gragson moving over to his new team. Actually, we talked about it. He sort of replaced Michael McDowell. Now he's at front row. Took the old number that was on Harvick's number because I guess that's the charter they bought the number.
Yeah.
So Noah's in the number 4 this year. I believe Noah's starting, I think, 21st or 22nd today. And then Riley Herbst here, moving over to 2311 racing team and with the Monster Energy. But I think he's got Sunny D or something on the car is what they said in the press release. So he's got a different sort of look to those two guys. You've raced with them, against them out there at the Bull Ring, man. 2 of the local guys here.
Well, I definitely root for them to do really, really well. I always do. We always keep our tabs on Noah and Riley. Noah seems like he's, kind of coming to grips with the new equipment. It's Front Row Motorsports is definitely a good team for him to kind of go into. They're kind of on the up and up. So I would not be surprised if he averages top 10 finishes and makes the chase. And Riley here, what better team to go to for him than Michael Jordan?
Yeah.
You want to talk about a ton of pressure. He's handling it really, really well. So I love the great ace that he's kind of taking into it. He's kind of staying with it in himself, kind of like how he did it with Xfinity.
Right.
And I definitely expect him to improve over time.
Well, I know his co-owner hit pretty big. His co-owner hit pretty big here in Las Vegas. Did you see that? Denny Hamlin won over 120 grand on a slot machine here this past weekend, man. It was jumping. No, seriously, it was all over the social media that Denny was playing the games. I don't know if he was in the high limit room or whatever. Didn't say that. But all I know, the big number was 120-some thousand plus that Denny Hamlin hit on a slot machine here.
So my question is he gonna keep all that money, or is he gonna front it towards the 11 Yahoo Toyota Camry, or is he going to take it back to his team and add a bunch of resources into that? I don't know. Denny's probably one of the highest profitable drivers in the history of the sport. He could pretty much do whatever the heck he wants.
Yeah, I guess if it was me, I think I would take the money back. I think I'd take the money back to my team. I mean, we're driving for Joe Gibbs, and they've got their thing together. So as a car owner, I think I would, if I was going to take the money, I think I take the money back. I think I take the money back to my team.
Yeah, if it were me, I would split it at 50-50, but I'm not me. This is Danny Hamlin we're talking about. So if it's 120K and he could partition it the way he wants to, it's gonna be not gonna be a big net loss.
Well, let's face it, it's 120. It's 120K before, but not after. Mr. Taxman takes his cut out of the whole deal.
Oh yeah,
So
April 15th, guys, get your taxes.
Get your taxes done. Well, I see you're supporting the Chase Elliott, so I'm assuming this is the guy you're going for today, huh?
Yeah, that's the guy I'm going for. I definitely picked him because I relate to him as a driver. Probably the most out of all of them. And my dad's been a huge Bill Elliott fan. Back in the '80s when he ran. So I guess it's just natural. Ever since Tony retired, like it was a pretty easy transition.
Yeah. Well, there's been a couple of guys that have went for it like that. Of course, you spoke of Bill Elliott. He did it back in 1992 where he won 4 straight. Jimmy Johnson's done it. Harry Gant went 3. I don't think Harry Gant went 4 in a row. He went 3 in a row, I know for sure. But that was back into the late 80s and early 90s. In fact, I was in Martinsville, Virginia when the second win came of it, and him and Rusty Wallace battled, and they battled on that short track. And before the end of the race, Johnny, Harry Gant had no front end of the car. There was no hood. There was no nothing. The only thing you could see was the front bumper, the motor, and that was it. And now here's a kicker. He at Martinsville came 2 laps down to win.
Now that's real racing. I came 2 laps down in a race one time. I didn't quite win, but I know what it's like to come back from 2 laps down.
And back then they didn't have that lucky dog thing or anything else. You had to race your way around
it. So that's the good old days of racing where it was all elbows out. Everybody traded paint. Didn't care what it meant to Ben too much, but still raced each other enough with the amount of respect. And that's kind of what's cool about short track racing in general, not just here at the Bullring, but over at Kevin Harvick's Kern Raceway. They had the Cars Tour race yesterday. Speaking of Cars Tour, I'm hooked on the Cars Tour East Series with their pro late models and late model stocks. I follow those guys very well. You kind of get that vibe.
Yep.
You kind of get that old school 80s, late 80s, early 90s short track racing type vibe, from those guys.
Right.
Because everybody's pushing it to the limit, but also everybody's racing each other with respect. And I'm looking at some clips and I'm like, how are they doing this and not wrecking? Like, it's insane. So it's important for us to kind of keep that alive. And I'm a huge fan of that era. And honestly, I wish I grew up in that era. Because without them, they kind of set the foundation for all of us younger guys to not only race and compete, but advance forward in the technology with the way the cars are now.
Right.
You don't get that without them doing what they did, back in their day. So I'm very, very fortunate to have the history that we have.
Talking racing with Johnny Spilotro, runs a Bullring super late model. Is that what they call it? Super late models, or they change the names on the darn thing so much? To me, it's always been a super late model.
I selfishly sometimes wish it was a super late model. I love the super late model division, but it's the pro late model.
Okay,
division.
So it's a pro late model.
Pro late model division. It's still cool though.
All right.
It's still cool. Don't get me wrong.
Cars look the same to me. So I mean, super late, pro lights. Anyhow,
the only thing that's different is engines and weight.
Okay, there we go. Hey, we're rolling it on down. I've got about a minute left here, and we got to get set because Academy Award-winning actor Mr. Morgan Freeman, who is the Grand Marshal for today's race, we're going to hit the press conference that he's got coming up right there. Want to thank you for taking time stopping by, and of course, we want to get you on a full day of the show. Come over to the studios, and we'll work something out. If we got to pre-record something, we'll pre-record something. All right.
Absolutely. I'll be there.
All right. Check him out at the Bullring. Before I let you go, where can you find you social media, all the sites, information, websites, and all that, Johnny? And a quick round of the sponsors too.
Absolutely. You can find me on social media at Johnny Spilotro. To spell it would be JOHNNY SPILOTRO. I kind of keep everything the same. And from there, you can also find all of my partners, everybody at Bravo Tickets, 8 Lounge, Gene Woods Racing Experience, Polar Shade, 8 Sun Control, Port City Race Cars, and yeah, all my crew guys there too. My strength and conditioning page is up there as well. So if you're if you're an athlete that's looking to get in shape in your off season, looking to gain speed and strength, I could definitely help you on that front as well.
There you go.
And yeah, other than that, catch us on the next X race, March 22nd. We have 40 laps in our main event at the end of the night, and a full card of racing action at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway Bull Ring.
And we'll keep you updated on Pit Road Racing. Johnny Spilotro, thanks so much for joining us right here. Off to do Morgan Freeman next as the show continues on. The Pennzoil 400 coming up to you. Fox Sports 1 will have it, PRN and Sirius XM. More with On Pit Road Racing right after this, everybody.
This is speed. This is winning. This is losing. This is smoke and fire. This is blood, sweat, and tears. This is the loudest party on earth. This is family and tradition. This is it. This is NASCAR in Las Vegas. The Pennzoil 400 returns March 14th through 16th. Get your tickets now.